Okay, so this is the bottom half of the cake. So the top one came out a little bit darker, but I'm thinking that the underside will be lighter, but it's going to be covered with frosting anyways. So I just have vanilla because it's white and it's easy to color. And I don't know if you guys knew this, but if you were to put these containers into a big bowl and beat them with a mixer, it actually whips the frosting and pretty much doubles the amount that you have. So it's pretty useful. So that's what we're gonna do. You can get it to stay. Okay. So, here's my stuff. Got a big bowl. Just going to dump all of the frosting into it and then get my hand mixer. Or if you guys are fancy and you know how to make your own frosting, that works too. Okay, so I've got my 2 cans of frosting in this bowl here. I'm gonna use my mixer. You want to try to keep all of the frosting in the same general area, because as we know, it's sticky and it'll spread around the bowl and not necessarily get all of it to be whipped. So you want to try to maybe start out on a low setting and then gradually go up higher so it doesn't fly all over the place. Okay, so my frosting is whipped. As you can see, it did kind of expand the amount that was in there, which is good. And it actually makes it easier to work with, especially if you're using like a piping bag or something with, you know, even a plastic bag, which I'm going to use for something. You just put some into the bag and you cut like a tiny hole, and it makes the frosting so much easier to come out and work with. So what my plan, see this little Barbie here, I am going to attempt to layer the 2 cakes together with like a blue frosting, and then I'm going to put her right in the corner, and I'm going to try to draw a mermaid fin on top of the cake. So her body's going to be smushed in, and then I'm going to draw the fin coming off. And then I'm going to do most of the cake blue, I think, and then in the corner I'm going to try to do alternating colors of like pinks and purples and blues of mermaid scales. So what I'm going to do first is I need to separate this frosting into a couple of smaller containers so that I can add the colors that I'm going to be working with. Okay, so I've got my frosting separated. I just use these old containers too. They're really good for like mixing if you're using like a spoon or something. And then I left a majority of it in this bowl because a lot of the cake is going to be that blue color. So I left a bunch in here. So what I'm going to do now is I'm just going to start adding the color. Just use a butter knife. Okay, so there's my blue, pink, purple, and green. So what I'm going to do first is I'm going to take some of that blue and I'm going to just lay it on here, and then I'm going to stick that other cake right on top. So let's see how that comes out. Okay, so I got them stacked on top of each other, but as you can see, this one kind of cracked on the way over. I'm hoping it's going to be okay though once I start to add the frosting on top. The top is also a little bit sticky. I'm hoping that's not going to be an issue while I'm spreading the frosting on. I wish I had a better place to put this camera, or that I had one of those, like, what are those, like, GoPros, so I can wear it on my forehead and you can just watch everything through my eyes. Anyways, so what I'm going to do first is I'm going to put this pink frosting here into this piping bag, and I believe this is the correct attachment, and I'm just going to try and do the mermaid scales and see how that comes out. So what I'm doing now, I kind of turn it inside out a little bit and make like a funnel so that it doesn't all just get stuck at the top and make a big mess. So I take a scoop, and then I use the bag itself to kind of pull it off of the spoon. I don't know if that's the right way to do it, that's just the way that I do it. Okay, almost all in there. I'm wondering now if I should do the blue in the middle area first, then it kind of gives me an idea of where to stop doing the scales. I might go ahead and put this aside for a second and try to do the blue first. Okay, so that's prepped. I wonder if there's a better, let's see if this works over here. That's all right, you can kind of see a little bit more now. Let's see. Don't need this anymore. Okay, just gonna bring the blue over. Oh, it's kind of, the top is sort of coming off slightly. I should have probably wrapped the cake last night in like a saran wrap or something so that wouldn't happen, but I didn't. Just covered it with tin foil, and I guess that wasn't good enough. So I'm just gonna show you guys real quick. It doesn't look the greatest because, as you can see, little cake pieces are getting mixed in. But I'm hoping that maybe I'll have enough frosting left over to do something cool or cover it up with sprinkles or something. Doing my best here. Okay, so that's pretty much the whole area that I want blue. I'm gonna have to go back and do something because it doesn't look that pretty. So the doll is going to sit here, and she'll probably be up about that high where my thumb is. And then I'm going to, with green frosting, do her tail, and I'll figure out something for her top as well. But for right now, since I have that pink prepped, I'm going to try to do the mermaid scales here. I'm going to do every other one pink, and then the others will be purple, and maybe I'll add some blue in as well. So did I mention I am not a professional? Okay, so that's the first layer of pink, and I'm going to go in and fill in between them with like purple and possibly blue. I might even add a couple more pink down in this lower area. But I have a lot of pink left over, so I'm thinking I might go around the edges here and kind of make it look a little bit prettier. It's looking real sloppy right now. But I'm not done. So after I do the purple scales, I'm going to go around and do little things like this with the purple as well. And then I have this little tool here, and I'm going to blend them all together. And I'm hoping it'll come out like a really cool, like swirl type of thing. We'll see. So I'm done with the purple. I'm not really happy with it. But I do have a ton of blue left over. I might fill the piping bag up again with the blue and kind of just fill in all those sloppy spots. What's coming so far. I'm obviously going to clean up the edges after I'm finished. But I kind of like blended everything together. Oh man. Barbie's shoved in there. Let's try and get her fin going. This is it. I never said I was good at decorating cakes, you guys.